The Oklahoma dentist caught callously grabbing a slice of pizza while holding the limp body of his mistress's son just moments after allegedly slamming the toddler's head into the ground has been found guilty of murder. An Oklahoma County jury found Burt Franklin, 35, guilty of first-degree murder in the 2016 death of 19-month-old Lincoln Van Henry Lewis. The jury also found Franklin, of Tulsa, Oklahoma, guilty of soliciting the murder of Lincoln's mother, Franklin's mistress, Roxanne Randall, while he was in jail. The jury recommended that Franklin, a married father of 4, serve life without parole for Lincoln's murder and life in prison for soliciting Randall's murder. In July 2016, Randall found her son, Lincoln, unresponsive at home and took him to the hospital, where he was diagnosed with skull fractures. Due to the severity of his injuries, the child was flown to a Tulsa, Oklahoma, hospital where he passed away. A doctor who initially treated Lincoln called police because his injuries were consistent with abuse. An autopsy that was performed in the wake of the child's death found that Lincoln had severe swelling and trauma to his brain, as well as hemorrhaging in both eyes caused by a pair of skull fractures. The pair of guilty verdicts were handed down Thursday after 2 weeks of witness testimony, KFOR reported. During the trial, expert witnesses for the prosecution stated that Lincoln's injuries could not have been accidental or self-inflicted, with one doctor calling the head injuries the worst fracture he'd ever seen. Shocking surveillance video released during the trial showed Franklin walking around Randall's home, carrying an alert and awake Lincoln. Franklin then disappears out of view into the living room. Share this article. Share. It was unclear what happened next, but an Oklahoma City detective told the court she believed the video showed the dentist slamming the child head first into the ground. Franklin was then seen kicking towards something on the floor which is not visible. When Franklin walks back into the kitchen, in view of the camera, with the child limp in his arms, Franklin then casually grabs a piece of pizza from the box on the side. Franklin's lawyer said that he was kicking a dog, not Lincoln, as had been suggested, and that Franklin did not kill the child. The prosecution also asked the jury to decide whether Franklin was guilty of soliciting murder from his jail cell by trying to arrange for someone to kill Randall in the days leading to the start of the trial, News on 6 reported. Evidence presented included recorded conversations captured by a phone that had been smuggled into the Oklahoma County Jail for Franklin. Franklin's lawyer told the jury that Franklin had no reason to kill Randall. Following the guilty verdict, Randall sent KFOR a statement about the 2-year ordeal. A little over 2 years ago, I woke up to the most horrific tragedy a mother or a parent could imagine. My baby was dying in my arms, and I didn't know why. His abuser was hiding in plain sight, and the last person I or anyone else would suspect, Randall wrote. Lincoln was a perfect baby, and from day one, had to fight to survive. He courageously fought and won his preemie battle, only to have his life cut short at 18 months old, and by someone who claimed to love him. The day he was born, I begged God to heal him and let him stay. I promised to love him unconditionally for the rest of our lives. She went on to say that she wholeheartedly believed that Lincoln would still be alive if the people that had knowledge of Bert Franklin's abusive behaviors would have reported him. This should serve as a reminder that abusers aren't always easily identifiable. They often hide among us as successful people and loving fathers. Detectives said when they interviewed Franklin, they found his story to be inconsistent with the evidence in the case. According to Randall, her boyfriend hated Lincoln's biological father and had threatened to kill him, skin him in Bricktown and cut off his penis, reported Fox 25. Randall also claimed that Franklin recently had begun to exhibit controlling behavior. Investigators stated in Franklin's arrest warrant that his wife and his mistress were not aware of one another's existence. The court heard evidence that one of Franklin's biological children had accused him of abuse in the past. The judge, who also saw violent texts Franklin had sent to Lewis's biological father, was swayed by the arguments and denied him bail. Franklin's formal sentencing is scheduled for October 19.